Assyrians of the mountains massacred in Simele. The majority of the Assyrians affected by the massacres were adherents of the Church of the East, often dubbed Nestorian, who originally inhabited the mountainous Hakkari and Barwari regions covering parts of the modern provinces of Hakkari, Sirnak and Van in Turkey. These Assyrians also lived in the Dohuk Governorate in Iraq, with a population ranging between 75,000 and 150,000. Most of these Assyrians were massacred during the 1915 Assyrian genocide at the hands of the Ottoman Turks, while the rest endured 2 winter marches to Urmia in 1915 and to Hamadan in 1918. Many of them were relocated by the British to refugee camps in Bakuba and later to Habaniya, and in 1921 some were enlisted in the Assyrian Levis, a military force under British Iraqi command. The Simele massacre, Romanized, Premta di Simele, also known as the Assyrian Affair, was a massacre committed by the Kingdom of Iraq under the leadership of Kurdish Army General Bakr Siddiqui. The massacre was committed against the Assyrian population of Iraq in August 1933. Most Hakkari Assyrians were resettled after 1925 in a cluster of villages in northern Iraq. Some of the villages where the Assyrians settled were leased directly by the government, who had the right to evict them at any time. With Iraqi independence, the new Assyrian spiritual temporal leader, Shimon-XX Catholicos Patriarch of the Assyrian Church of the East, demanded an autonomous Assyrian homeland within Iraq, seeking support from the United Kingdom and pressing his case before the League of Nations in 1932. His followers planned to resign from the Assyrian levies and to regroup as a militia and concentrate in the north, creating a de facto Assyrian enclave. In spring 1933, Malik Yaakov, a former levies officer, was engaged in a propaganda campaign on behalf of Assyrian Patriarch Shimon-XX or Mar Shimon, trying to persuade Assyrians not to apply for Iraqi nationality or accept the settlement offered to them by the central government. Yaakov was accompanied by 200 armed men, which was seen as an act of defiance by the Iraqi authorities, while causing distress among the Kurds. The Iraqi government started sending troops to the Dohuk region in order to intimidate Yaakov and dissuade Assyrians from joining his cause. In June 1933, Shimon-XX was invited to Baghdad for negotiations with Rashid Ali al-Gilani's government but was detained there after refusing to relinquish temporal authority. He would eventually be exiled to Cyprus. On July 21, 1933, more than 600 Assyrians, led by Yaakov, crossed the border into Syria in hope of receiving asylum from the French Mandate of Syria. They were, however, disarmed and refused asylum, and were subsequently given light arms and sent back to Iraq on August 4. They then decided to surrender themselves to the Iraqi army. While crossing the Tigris in the Assyrian village of Dirabun, a clash erupted between the Assyrians and an Iraqi army brigade. Despite the advantage of heavy artillery, the Iraqis were driven back to their military base in Dirabun. The story goes on to August 7, 1933, massacring the Assyrians.